Welcome everybody, it's Helm, and in this video we are going to be talking about the new intro cutscene for Rave in the Redwood that we just got today inside the live stream from Infinity Ward. It's pretty interesting. It gives us a lot of new information which kind of confirms a lot of things for zombies in Spaceland 2, and of course gives us new information, like I just said, about the new zombies map, Rave in the Redwood. So we're going to be breaking that down, and we're just going to be talking about just the main points that exactly happening here. The rest we're just going to kind of leave out, or things that are just self-explanatory. So we'll just leave that by itself and just talk about the main things. But anyways, without further delay, let's actually get into this breakdown. So at first, I just decided to mention this is that they actually showed us previews. I'm not too sure why they did that. They showed us kind of previews of what exactly happened in the last zombies map, of course, zombies in Spaceland. But I don't know, I guess they thought it was worth putting in. I'm not too sure why they're doing that. It just made me question why they would do that. I'm not too sure if they're actually doing it for a real reason or not, but I decided to mention it. But anyways, now more importantly, we actually see our characters destroy the UFO. That of course is what we did inside the Easter egg of zombies in Spaceland. And this is where it gets pretty interesting, because a lot of people were there talking about how there may be a bigger Easter egg in zombies in Spaceland, and there may be one in the future, but right now I'm pretty sure this confirms that's not the case, because we do see our characters pick up the soul key, and when they pick up the soul key, it just teleports them out of here. Now before I continue anymore, it just really makes me question a couple things, like, because these are supposed to be Willard Wyler's movies where he's supposed to write everything, but there's a couple things he doesn't like that are happening. We see Willard Wyler complaining about the soul key, we see him complaining about Hasselhoff, we see him complaining about that robot, and he says they're not a part of the original film. So it just really makes me question who exactly put them here, and why would they even be wanting to help our characters while assuming it's helping them. It looks like it's helping them at least, but I don't know, maybe it is helping them kind of, and then just going to turn their back on them or just use them for something else. But it could be anything really. But anyways, it just really makes me question that, and I'm just curious to see if this is just, if they're going to actually give a reason for these things being here, or is it just going to be some awful thing that's never explained. But anyways, it's pretty interesting nonetheless, and I decided to throw out some thoughts of what I thought about. So anyways, in the next scene we actually see Willard Wyler actually talking a bit to himself, talking about how he's kind of upset. Well, he seems pretty upset that our characters actually survive zombies in Spaceland, but it seems like he was aware that they were going to move to Rave in the Redwoods. So I'm not too sure if he was aware of this person putting these soul key and things like this inside his movies beforehand, and he knew that there was a possibility that they could actually survive it, because it never seemed like he knew about this. But now it seems like, man, that sucked, but I already have a backup plan ready for it. So it seems like he's going to have a lot of backup plans because of what's going to happen in DLC 2, 3, and 4. Obviously we have 3 more maps, so we'll have to see what happens there. But it's pretty interesting nonetheless to see that maybe he was actually aware of the soul key being there. I'm not too sure why he couldn't take it out or something, or maybe he has to put that there because of the deal he made with Methodostes, or however you say that's demon's name. But I don't know, it's just really interesting. It's been bugging me for a while, so I'm going to stop talking about that because it's not going to be getting me anywhere. So anyways, we'll continue on in this end. So I'm just going to skip over the rave party stuff because it's not really interesting, which is zombies killing people, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, our characters actually teleport into the map, and this seems like it's going to be the spawn room because of what we saw inside the original trailer. But nothing really important to point out here except one thing that bothers me. So all the other parts I was talking about are pretty interesting, and I'm not too sure why it's happening, but this one really caught me. I don't know why, but they kind of talked about it. They were like, Poindexter, I believe, he actually questioned something pretty interesting, because everybody else is asking what's happening, where are we, and then he says, better question, when are we? And he goes and looks at this calendar on this wall, and instead of actually saying 1990 something, is 1990X. So this really caught me, like I said, because I don't know why this is the case. Why would you have a calendar that can't tell you the date? Like, isn't that kind of useless? I'm just saying, why would you have this? It makes no sense. So it seems like this was purposely done to hide the actual date from our characters, and I have no idea why or what reasons you have for doing this. Like, is there something that will actually drastically change if our characters actually know the date? But I also find it really weird because he questions it and nobody else cares, and they completely change it into say, or who are we, just something like that, which is interesting in itself, but still it's not as interesting as why they would actually purposely put 1990X instead of actually putting some random date. Now it could just be because the developers or the writers don't actually want to put it on a specific year, and if you have a 10-year period, then people can theorize where it could be anywhere within 10 years, so they have a better chance at not making any like real life continuity errors. But I don't see why you're even worried about continuity errors inside a movie universe. But I really don't know why they're hiding this from us. It's just something that's been bothering me. Well, it just started bothering me now actually when they started talking about it. But tell me what you guys think about this new intro cutscene. Personally, I think it was way better than the first one because I was really not a fan of that Zombies in Spaceland intro. But this one, I like how it answered some questions for us, even though some of them should have been answered in game. But anyways, it did give us something and more things to think about, like I obviously was talking about inside this video. But if you guys did enjoy this video, go ahead and thumbs up. If you guys want to stay tuned for content similar to this, go ahead and subscribe. But I'm going to go, and I will catch you guys on my next video.